that they would be suspending the constitution and dissolving parliament and the government. Meanwhile, the 550 French troops in Bangui were patrolling the airport area in an effort to restore security. The soldiers assigned with protecting the site accidentally killed 2 Indian nationals on Monday. Paris said it would open an investigation into the incident.
Renegade Congolese rebel General Bosco Ntaganda, who recently surrendered to the ICC, has appeared in The Hague to answer 2 alleged charges of war crimes. Ntaganda denied all the charges. We have more in this report.
A first appearance before the International Criminal Court by Congolese war crimes suspect Bosco Ntaganda, a shaven head and a black suit. The man known as the Terminator was the first ever suspect to voluntarily give himself up, and this was his first hearing. It was in fact a formality to check his identity and inform him of the charges against him. However, Bosco Ntaganda took the opportunity to plead not guilty. The chief prosecutor cut him short.
Today's hearing is not a trial. It is not a confirmation hearing. Thus, no evidence will be presented, nor will the issue of guilt or innocence be addressed.
Bosco Ntaganda was one of the most notorious warlords in the Great Lakes region. The charges against him, 7 counts of war crimes and 3 counts of crimes against humanity, concern the period between September 2002 and 3, when he was the right-hand man of Thomas Lubanga, the Congolese Tutsi rebel chief himself, facing charges. The trial will be a long one, but for his victims, today's hearing comes as a relief.
Today we are very satisfied and very happy to hear that this man is at the ICC. For us, this means that we just obtained our freedom today.
This is a strong signal against impunity. All the warlords now know that one day they will be tried for their horrible acts. A hearing to confirm the charges will take place on the 23rd of September. That's when prosecutors must persuade the judges they have enough evidence to take him to trial.
Well, Senegalese are looking back on the 1-year anniversary of the election which brought President Macky Sall to power. Leading civil society organizations, including the M23 group, held a series of forums to mark the day. We have more in this report.
A lot of media attention has been paid to the first anniversary of Macky Sall as president of Senegal. Civil society, the government, and opposition all expressed their points of view on how Macky Sall is running the country. Members of the civil society group, the June 23rd movement, say Sall's record has been mixed.
Agreements have been made, but I'm not sure they were a good idea. Efforts have been made to reduce the tariff, to give rural residents more means to search for illegally acquired goods, but many people are not satisfied, and many of the agreements that were made were not a good idea.
One of the main actions taken by the new president during his first year involved a search for illegally acquired goods. Certain members of the former regime are suspected of taking them. The Senegalese opposition commented on this.
He does not have an overall vision. He is continuing programs and projects began by his predecessor. Hunting down illegal acquired goods seems to be his only program.
There is nothing personal about this. It's about fighting corruption, fighting impunity, and economic crimes. This is not a vendetta against political adversaries. On the contrary, it allows us to set up the basis for our development.
Macky Sall has 4 more years as president to carry out his political agenda. He will have to deal with criticism by the opposition that is becoming more harsh. The opposition set up a new coalition called Initiative for Patriotic Rally, which includes 9 parties and other groups which make up the government coalition.
Well, time now to take our second break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned in. Welcome back, and let's take a quick look at sports. He spent the last 18 months trying to improve on his form and a battered image following a bitter public fallout with his ex-Swedish wife. But Tiger Woods took little time to reclaim his world #1 spot. For more on Tiger's dramatic rise to the top, we turn to CNN's Pedro Pinto.
On Monday, Woods headed into the final round of the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill in the lead, and he did not relinquish it. A long birdie at the 12th hole helped him stay out in front. And he wasn't at all fazed by a tricky bunker shot on the 16th. He knocked it over the trees, landing it squarely in the middle of the green. Tiger showing why he's been in such great form on the PGA Tour this season. Things weren't going quite so well for Tiger's playing partner, Ricky Fowler. Any hopes of a challenge evaporated on the 16th, where he found the water not once, but twice. An 8 for the hole, game over for Ricky. Tiger ended up with a 3-putt to win, and he almost did it in 1 on the 18th green. Check out this terrific effort, just short of going in the cup. Good enough, though, for a 2-shot victory. It was Woods' 8th win at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, tying him with Sam Snead for the record of victories at the same PGA Tour event. The title was good enough for him to overtake Rory McIlroy at the top of the golf world rankings.
I had to look at it. If I get healthy, I know I can play this game at a high level. I know I can be where I'm contending in every event, contending in major championships, and being consistent day in and day out if I got healthy. And that was the first step in the process. Once I got there, then my game turned. And, you know, I've won, 6 times on the tour in the last couple of years. So that.
Time now to take a look at the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without ceasing. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Good evening and welcome to the weather segment, beginning with a summary of the weather during the day today, followed by our forecast. The Gambia this afternoon was mainly warm and sunny. And for our forecast tonight, we're expecting conditions of the Gambia to be cool and misty, particularly over the coastal and forest areas. Tomorrow morning we'll start with a fairly cool and misty environment, becoming warm, dry, and slightly hazy thereafter. Winds will continue to be northwestern orientation, but generally light to moderate in speed. And morning temperature values will be 17 degrees Celsius over Banjul. We're expecting 18 degrees Celsius over Yundum, Kerawan, and Sibanor. Guinea will record 19 degrees Celsius, and the rest of the country will be mainly 22 degrees Celsius tomorrow morning. Top temperatures will be 31 degrees Celsius over Banjul. We're expecting 32 degrees Celsius over Yundum. Kerawan and Sibanor will be 34 degrees Celsius. Guinea will be 36, as well as Kaur. And the rest of the country will be either 37 or 38 degrees Celsius tomorrow afternoon. We are expecting low tides of 0.15 meters at 3:42 a.m. and 0.16 meters at 3:56 p.m. High tides will be 1.72 meters at 9:57 a.m. and 1.81 meters at 10 minutes past 10 in the evening. The sun will rise at 4 minutes past 7 o'clock and will set at 18 minutes past 900 hours. That does our forecast, and do have a very good evening. Good night.
Well, thank you, Yasin.